Hello and welcome to English with Justino. These are stories and discussions designed for you to learn English vocabulary, expressions, culture, and maybe even some grammar along the way. These are designed for those already speaking English at an intermediate or advanced level. The idea here is to listen, read, and learn from a native English speaker in a natural way, the way you first learned your native language, by hearing it. Okay, forward we go. Jungle Book, Chapter 1, Lesson 6. Something was happening in the jungle, and Bagheera had sent Mowgli to fetch some of the red flour from the villages of man. Red flour is what the animals of the jungle call fire. Only man can manage it, and all beasts fear it. Mowgli needed to get the red flour in order to protect himself from Shere Khan and the new young wolves of the pack. "What is it, son?" Mother Wolf said. "There is talk of Shere Khan in the jungle," he called back. "I hunt among the plowed fields tonight." And he plunged down through the bushes to the stream at the bottom of the valley. There, he listened as he heard the howl of the pack hunting. He heard the scream of a hunted deer and young wolves. "Akela! Akela! Let the lone wolf show his strength. Is there room for a new leader of the pack? Spring, Akela!" What was happening? Mowgli was running to get the red flour, or fire, from the village, and the wolf pack was hunting with Akela. Was this a test for Akela? Yes, this hunt was a test to see if Akela still had the strength to kill a deer. The lone wolf must have sprung and missed the deer. Mowgli heard a snap of teeth, and then a yelp as the deer ran free and Akela fell. What happened to Akela? Akela, the lone wolf, and the leader of the wolf pack, missed killing the deer. Mowgli did not wait for anything more. He ran to the village, and the calls grew fainter behind him as he ran into the croplands where the men lived. Did Mowgli decide to wait to see what happened? No, Mowgli did not wait. He ran to the village where men lived. Bagheera spoke the truth, he panted, as he nestled down in the brush by the window of a hut. Tomorrow is a new day for Akela, and for me. Did Mowgli believe Bagheera now? Yes, Mowgli believed Bagheera spoke the truth about the danger he and Akela were now in. Then he pressed his face close to the window and watched the fire on the hearth. He saw a woman get up and feed it with wood, and then, when the morning came and the mists were all white and cold, he saw the man-child pick up a pot and fill it with lumps of red-hot charcoal. He put it under his blanket and went out to tend the cows. What was Mowgli doing now? Mowgli was outside the man hut with his face pressed up against the window and was watching the fire inside. What did Mowgli see? Mowgli saw the woman feed the fire some wood. What did Mowgli see in the morning? He saw the man-child fill a pot with red-hot charcoal and go outside. "Is that all?" said Mowgli. "If a cub can do it, there is nothing to fear." So he ran around the corner and met the boy. He took the pot from his hand and disappeared into the mist, while the boy cried in fear. Did Mowgli steal the fire pot out of the boy's hands? Yes, the boy was walking, and Mowgli stole the fire pot out of his hands. "They are very like me," said Mowgli, blowing into the pot as he had seen the woman do. "This thing will die if I do not give it things to eat." And he dropped twigs and dried bark on the red coals. Halfway up the hill, he met Bagheera with the morning dew shining on his coat. Did Mowgli think the men were like himself? Yes, Mowgli thought they were a lot like himself. What did Mowgli do to the fire? Mowgli added some twigs and dried bark to the coals to keep them going. Did Mowgli meet Bagheera at the top of the hill? No, Mowgli met Bagheera halfway up the hill. "Akela missed the deer kill," said the panther. "They would have killed him last night, but they also needed you." They were looking for you on the hill." "Why didn't the pack kill Akela after he missed the deer kill?" "The pack didn't kill Akela because they needed Mowgli also." "I was in the man village. I'm ready. See?" Mowgli held up the fire pot. "Good. Now I have seen men put a dry branch into that stuff, and the red flower blossomed and grew. Are you afraid of it?" "Where did Mowgli say he was?" "Mowgli said he was in the man village." "What did Mowgli show Bagheera?" "Mowgli showed Bagheera the fire pot." "What did Bagheera ask Mowgli?" "Bagheera asked Mowgli if he was afraid of the fire." "No. Why should I fear? I remember now. Before I was a wolf, I lay beside the red flower, and it was warm and pleasant." All that day, Mowgli sat in the cave tending his fire pot and testing it. He was learning how it behaved. He put dried branches in it to see what they did. He found a branch that satisfied him. What was Mowgli doing with the fire in the cave? Mowgli was testing the fire to see how it behaved. Did Mowgli feel satisfied with something? Yes, Mowgli felt satisfied with how a branch he found burned. Tabaqui came to the cave and rudely told him he was wanted at the Council Rock. Mowgli laughed until Tabaqui ran away. Then Mowgli went to the council, still laughing. Who came to see Mowgli? Tabaqui, the jackal, arrived to see Mowgli. What did Tabaqui want? Tabaqui told Mowgli he was wanted at Council Rock. What did Mowgli do? Mowgli laughed until Tabaqui ran away. Akela, the lone wolf, lay by the side of his rock as a sign that the leadership of the pack was open. Shere Khan was there with his following of scrap-fed wolves. He was pacing back and forth. Bagheera lay close to Mowgli, and the fire pot was between Mowgli's knees. When they were all gathered together, Shere Khan began to speak. This was something he would never have dared to do when Akela was in his prime and in charge. "He has no right to speak," whispered Bagheera. "You need to say it. He is a dog's son, and he will be frightened." What was happening? Everyone was at Council Rock, and Akela had lost his role as lead wolf. Shere Khan, the tiger, was speaking out of place. Mowgli sprang to his feet. "Free wolves," he cried. "Does Shere Khan lead the pack? What does a tiger have to do with our leadership? He has no right to speak." Seeing that the leadership was open, Shere Khan continued. Mowgli stood up and said, "The leadership of the pack is with the pack alone." Then there were yells of, "Silence the man-cub," and "Let him speak. He has kept our law." And, at last, the seniors of the pack thundered, "Let the dead wolf speak." When a leader of the pack has missed his kill, he is called the dead wolf as long as he lives, which is usually not long. Akela raised his head wearily. "Free wolves, and you too, jackals of Shere Khan. For 12 years I have led you, and in all that time no one has been trapped, killed, or maimed. Now I have missed my kill. You all know how that happened. You all know how you made my weaknesses known. It was cleverly done. Now your right is to kill me here on the Council Rock. And I ask you now, who comes to try? And who will do it? Who will try to finish me? It is my right, by the law of the jungle, that you come one by one." Summary. Mowgli knew that Akela had missed his kill. Now Akela and Mowgli are in danger of being killed by the young wolves following Shere Khan. Mowgli goes to the man village and steals a fire pot from a young boy and takes it back to the cave to understand the fire and how to use it as protection. The council then gathers to decide the fate of the pack and what will happen to Akela and Mowgli. Shere Khan speaks up, but then so do Mowgli and Akela. Akela challenges the wolves to fight him one at a time.